So, hi everyone. Welcome to joining us here. I'm here today with Brian Kwong of the Ad1 Challenge, and as you guys have known, I took part in the Ad1 Challenge number 15 to study Russian, and I even joined number 16 to work on Greek. That was a big challenge to try to do two of them at the same time, but I think I got a lot out of the one I did for Russian, and it was a great experience. I learned a lot of techniques for what worked for me, and ways to stay kind of active, motivated, and accountable. And so Brian's going to give us some really great information here about one key that he has to staying motivated. He's observed so many countless learners in the Ad1 Challenge, so he has a lot of great insights about that. So hi, Brian. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good, man. Thank you for having me here. Let's see. Can you send me the link of like where I can see chats? Because I want to interact with people who are watching this.
Yeah. Let me get the link here.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you for the introduction, and thank you for participating in the Ad1 Challenge.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I think it's a great initiative that you have going on there, and I think a lot of people benefit from it.
Great. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. My name is Brian, and I'm the founder of the Ad1 Challenge, and I've been running the Ad1 Challenge for three years now, and more than 1,000 people have done that Ad1 Challenge, including Jonathan and many others who are also in the group, actually, in the Facebook group that Jonathan runs. And I learned a lot about what keeps people motivated. And at the same time, I've been continuing to improving the system so that people feel like they're part of the community. And actually, what the Ad1 Challenge is, if you've never heard of the Ad1 Challenge, is basically language learners around the world get together, start together on day 0, and then in 90 days, we aim to have a 15-minute conversation in the target language that you're learning. So, for example, Jonathan learned Russian, so he had more than a 15-minute conversation, I believe, at the end of the 90 days, obviously, of course.
Yeah, that was crazy. As Brian says, the goal was like 15 minutes, and I completely surprised myself because I was able to have a conversation with my language exchange partner for like an hour and a half. That just blew me away. I kept going and going, and I was like, okay, it's been 15 minutes, but hey, let's keep going. So my goals, 15 minutes, were just completely surpassed. So depending on how you stay active, motivated, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
In the challenge.
Were you surprised that how the progress that you were able to make in 3 months?
Oh, definitely. And one of the techniques I was using was kind of making YouTube videos, just kind of me talking to the camera in just like 10, 15 minutes. And very surprisingly, that really built up my confidence, really built up the kind of fluidity of just being able to speak. And I had lessons with teachers, both kind of offline and online,
Right.
but actually have a conversation was kind of really surprised me that I was able to, not just in a learning experience, but kind of actually keep a conversation going with a native speaker.
Yeah, so since the goal of the Ad1 Challenge is to help you be able to hold a 15-minute conversation, so we set up different things to keep you on track in terms of speaking. And Jonathan basically took it to the next level. We basically asked people to make videos. One of the reasons why is so they can see your progress, because most of the time we make progress, but we forgot how much progress we make, and then we start beating ourselves up. Oh, we're not making any progress, but you just don't remember how far you came. So we ask people to document their day 0, day 30, day 60 progress video, so they can see that your journey of learning this language. And another thing why we ask people to make a video is push yourself out of the comfort zone, because speaking, it's a lot about just going out of your comfort zone. So Jonathan took it to the next level, I think he was making video like every day, speaking in the camera every day, and really pushing himself out of his comfort zone. Of course, but the effort that he put in, he was able to hold an hour conversation in Russian when her goal was only 15 minutes. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, exactly. I really like the idea of like the day 0, day 30, day 60, 90. And then as you said, I think after my first week, I said, let's make this daily, see what happens. I think the first week was a little kind of like wearing down on me, but then at some point I pushed through, and then I started to see progress little by little. And it was just imperceptible at first, but then it started to accumulate, and it just got easier and got better. And then other people watching the videos started to give me feedback and start saying like, "Wow, you're actually making a lot of progress here." So I think it's just get started, even if it's imperfect or not like the best I could do on day 7, but little by little, it really started to show kind of the daily progress.
Yeah, we always underestimate the result that can come from consistency, because we never really stay consistent for long enough for the result to show. So this is exactly why a lot of people get result more than they can expect, because once they put in the actually even just a little bit amount, like 1 video a day or 30 minutes a day, accumulating over 90 days, it's not a linear curve, so your result, it's beyond most people's expectation if they put in the work, of course. If they just sit there and do nothing, then nothing's going to happen. But it's because you need to learn the language yourself. But once people put in the work, most people are surprised by the result they get by being consistent a little bit at a time. So let's jump right in. So I'm going to share with you one key that keeps people motivated, and I think it will help you out a lot in terms of if you apply it in your life, it will definitely help you out a lot in not only language learning, in all areas of your life. So let me switch to the key share screen here so you can see my slides. All right. So can you see my slides?
Yeah, I can see your screen. I'm going
Okay, great.
Flip the screen over to you.
Great. So if you guys are watching this is going to be interactive. So if you're watching this, let us know what language you're learning and why you're learning the language. And we'll come back to what you guys answer in a bit. Let's see. All right, we're just gonna keep going while people share with us what language they're learning and why they're learning the language. All right, so let me talk about this key. The first key is the future. What I mean is, future meaning how motivated you are today is determined by what's in your future. Let me say it again. How motivated you are today is determined by what's in your future. So let me give you an example by what I mean by this. All right. So have you guys been on a date before? Nice. Someone's learning English, Italian, Chinese, Japanese. Great. Okay, so let me give you let me demonstrate what I mean by how motivated you are today is determined by what's in your future. So let me give you an example. So who's here has been on a date with someone you really liked before? So if you have been on a date with someone you really liked before, say yes in the chat box. Jonathan, have you been on a date with someone you really liked before?
Yeah, I've been on a date. Yeah, it can be a nervous experience.
Yeah. So perfect. Think back an hour before your date that you're going on with a date with going on a date with someone that you really liked before. How did you feel an hour before your date?
Kind of nervous. Yeah. You don't want to mess it up. You want to make sure everything's perfect.
Right. You want to make sure everything's perfect. You don't mess it up. You're kind of nervous. So an hour before your date, what were you doing? When you're nervous and you don't want to mess it up, what were you doing an hour before the date?
Probably like grooming, like taking a shower, perfume, shaving, just kind of making sure I look nice. I think maybe mentally preparing as well. Like what would be some nice things to say, or what are
Great.
how can we kind of plan the evening or something like that?
Exactly. How are you going to plan the evening? Someone said unsure, and so exactly. So an hour before the day, you're showering. At the same time, in your head, you're planning out how the date's going to be and how you can anticipate it so it goes well, right? So this is what I did. Okay, an hour before the day, this is what I did. I rolled up my shirt. I look at the mirror, and I do a lot of push-ups, just so that I have a slightly bigger chest, so that hopefully I can impress the lady. Now the thing to get is, notice the date hasn't happened yet. It's an hour away. It's in my future, but it's already impacting how I feel in my action right now. Can you see that? What's in your future can impact how you feel in your action right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're mentally preparing. It's affecting you now. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. If you're not going on a date, you wouldn't be mentally preparing anything, or you wouldn't be nervous, right? Because you have a date in the future. That's why it's impacting how you feel right now, and also you're preparing. At the same time, you're preparing a little bit nervously too, right? Like anticipating at the same time. So it's impacting how you feel right now, even though the date hasn't happened yet. So now let's try another angle. Now think of the most boring language learning activity have you ever done before? What is the most boring language learning activity you have ever done? Vadim, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. What is the most boring language learning activity have you done before? Jonathan, what's yours?
I would normally say probably like grammar, but I mean I love grammar, but yeah, I think like grammar, it can be really dry. It can be very boring if you don't do anything with it.
Right. So for me, it's reading a grammar book. And every time when I'm reading a grammar book, I look like this. This is what I do. But I thought that I have to do it because some experts said the best way to learn grammar is to read a grammar book. So of course, I need to schedule my day and say, for example, I schedule to read my grammar book 5 p.m. today. How motivated do you think I am knowing that I have to read my grammar book at 5 p.m. today?
Not really. You're probably gonna like avoid it, not enjoy it.
Exactly. I get really sleepy before 5 p.m. comes around, or right around 5 p.m. I get really sleepy. So, what's in your future can impact how motivated you are right now, both positively and negatively. Now, knowing this, how can we utilize this? If you have any idea of how to utilize this, type in the chat box of how you can utilize knowing that what's in your future can impact how motivated you are right now, both positive and negatively. How can we utilize this so that it can help us in language learning? Jonathan, do you have an idea?
That's a good question. Like make it fun, make it enjoyable.
Great. People who are watching this, any idea of how you can make the most out of this knowledge, knowing that what's in your future can impact how motivated you are right now, both positive and negatively? So to utilize this, I'm going to continue, okay? To utilize this, as you said, Jonathan, make it as fun as you can, put as many exciting reasons of why you want to learn this language, put as many killer rewards in your future, or if punishment work for you, put as many horrible punishment in front of you, so that...
Oh, I'm familiar with punishments. Yeah, I gave up coffee for a year
Right.
with one challenge. I just got back into coffee now in 2017.
Right.
I think because of I had one challenge, the number 16, that I had some problems with my Greek. I'm now about 6 months into no alcohol. So, but I would say rewards would probably be more motivating than punishment.
Right. So I think for everybody it's different. Maybe you can do both, right? You can do rewards and punishment, or you can find some ways to make it fun. So if these things that you put in the future are compelling enough, what happens is they'll pull you into action from the future. But of course, these reasons and rewards and punishments and exciting reasons, or how you make it fun, has to be compelling enough for you, specifically for you, because what's compelling for me may not be compelling for you. So it's up to you to put as many exciting things in the future as possible. So, for example, in the @ONE challenge, all @ONE challengers have a chance to win a free round-trip ticket worth up to $500 to his or her target language country. So we give away one flight ticket in every @ONE challenge since @ONE challenge 15, which is in 2015, April. So as you can see in this @ONE challenge finale, which is the first ever, Benny Lewis was there, Richard Simkov, Judith Mayer was there, and the winner was Jake Brown. He was 14 years old. He was 14 years, not 14 years anymore. It's 2 years ago. He lives in Australia, and he took on Mandarin during the challenge. Just imagine you're a 14-year-old. You work your butt off. You're able to hold a 15-minute conversation in 90 days, and you have a chance to go to your Beijing and be able to eat the food, smell the air, and talk to people. So if you ask Jake if the chance to win a round-trip ticket to China has something to do with helping him stay motivated, I'm pretty sure he'll say yes. So secret number 2 is how motivated you are today is determined by what's in your future. So do a little bit of planning. Plan in the beginning of the week, okay, what is fun for you? If you don't know what's fun for you, you need to explore and discover what's fun for you. If you find grammar is really boring, okay, you need to discover and experiment how you can learn grammar in a fun and easy way that works for you, because everyone learns differently. So it's your job to find that out, because nobody knows what's exciting for you and what's fun for you. So once you figure that out, then it's up to you to do a little planning, put as many of these exciting things, rewards or punishment in your future with a specific end goal, so compelling, they will pull you into action today. So that's secret number 2 of how to stay motivated so you can fulfill your language learning goal. Actually, it's not secret number. This is just a secret. There's secret key. This is one of the most important secret key. So I'm gonna end this with a quote. It's a quote by Anthony Lauder. Do whatever it takes in this hour for you to want to learn in that hour tomorrow. What it means by doing whatever it takes in this hour is it means that you need to, if you don't know, if you're having a struggle, you're not happy right now, do something, whatever it takes, do whatever it takes in this hour so you enjoy this hour. If you don't know how you can learn best with grammar, okay, you need to do whatever it takes to figure out a way so you can learn grammar in a fun way so that you want to learn in an hour tomorrow. So that's the secret key. So if you actually implement this to anything that you want to learn in your life, you can master learning anything you love. Anything you want to, what do you think, Jonathan, anything you want to add or share?
Yeah, I'm just seeing a comment here in the chat from Vadim saying if we need to process, and I think there's a mix there.
Right.
Yeah, this goal is definitely going to kind of keep you motivated.
Right.
I think, as you say with Anthony's quote there, you need to enjoy the process as well.
Right. I think it's, for me, I mean, and this is a great point. I think in the beginning, I keep focusing on the result. Okay, 15-minute conversation. I have to have that 15-minute conversation. But of course, where am I at right now? I'm not at the 15-minute conversation. So in order for me to get that, what I need to do is to focus on right now, which is for me to continue to learn. If I find it boring, if I hate myself when I'm learning, how can I get to my results, the result that I want, if I hate the process? So the key is, of course, have a compelling result that you want. At the same time, at the same time, let it go a little bit and then focus on what you can do today, right now, so that you want to learn in an hour tomorrow. Eventually, you'll get there. Before you know it, you'll get there because you're focusing on having fun and learning in an effective way. And so I think that answered the question. What do you think, Jonathan?
Yeah, I think making it fun, definitely making it enjoyable on a daily basis will, in effect, get you the results. Yeah, you need to enjoy what you're doing as much
Totally.
as you can.
And yeah, you can like drill yourself in grammar, but it's not sustainable. You burn yourself out. You hate yourself. You wonder why you learn this again, and like it's not sustainable in the long term. In the long term, you need to figure out ways and of how to learn that's effective and fun for you. And you need to have more than one activities, because you get bored with different things after you do it for a while. So that's the key. You got to ongoingly keep looking at, okay, how you can make this effective and fun for you. And then you definitely get to the end goal before you know it.
Definitely.
So great. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. And I want to share. So I don't know if you guys have any questions about the @ONE challenge, but I'm just going to share quickly a little bit about the @ONE challenge. Because in the @ONE challenge, we implement this key and many other things that keep people motivated in the community while we are striving for that 15-minute conversation in 90 days. A lot of people got results that's beyond what they think is possible. For example, Nina made a 27-second video on day 1, and she made a 25-video conversation with a native speaker. Same as Alex, 13 seconds, and then 15-minute conversation. And Tina only made a 34 seconds video and then a 25-minute conversation on day 90. So Jonathan, is there anything you want to share about the your @ONE challenge, like in terms of results and not only result, maybe the community? Like, how do you find a community?
I think the community it's a really great place because you get a lot of like-minded, passionate learners all together, like this really big think tank. So everybody is involved in the same experience. We're all on day 0 at the same time. We're all at day 30 at the same time. So we know the kind of ups and downs of like momentum, motivation, enthusiasm, and maybe sometimes when I have a bad day, somebody else is having a good day, vice versa, and we kind of keep each other on track. And if, like you said, you might have some road bumps like along the way, and somebody else kind of maybe have figured out a strategy to get around that, and he's like, oh, hey, I'm currently doing this, and somebody shares that idea. So I think the community is what really makes it not just a personal, like my own goal for 90 days, and I just like go off on my own by myself in the wild kind of thing, but I think constantly being in touch with other language learners, and I think also the little mastermind groups and study groups, I think that really kind of helps with the accountability part of it, because it's not just I set my own kind of goals and I didn't tell anybody, and so if I fail on them, nobody knows. But I think having that accountability and having those partners going like, hey, how are you doing with that? And I had some really great accountability partners in the Greek challenge. They were very proactive, very organized, and they were saying, okay, I don't care where you are at in that 1 week of progress, we're going to meet, we're going to practice, we're going to talk and work through this. And that was something that I hadn't quite seen before in other language learning experiences, where there was somebody really holding me accountable, asking me what my progress was, and it really pushed me out of my comfort zone, which was a good thing, because it really made me kind of come to grips with like the progress. I had to see results, whether I liked it or not.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. I think most of the time when we learn a language, we're used to learning on our own, right? We're used to, okay, even if you're very good with your routine, we're used to learning on our own. And we don't really see how powerful it could be when we actually learn together in a group and in a structure that actually supports each other, and in a structure that stimulates motivation, stimulates helping each other to learn, and a think tank, as you said. So this is what the power is that one challenge, because we can sit here and talk all day about what a benefit is, but it's really an experience that you get by participating. So I'm just going to quickly share a little bit about what's in the @ONE challenge. So the @ONE challenge as a 90-day @ONE challenge course. What that means is basically this is a course to keep you motivated, which includes assignments, group assignments, group mini challenges that you participate with other language learners in the @ONE challenge. So to keep it fun and keep it active. And then the second thing is accountability tracking sheet. Everybody when they join the @ONE challenge, they will need to make a weekly schedule. For example, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week. So every time that you finish that day studying, you come to the accountability tracking sheet and put in a yay or a nay or a break, so that your team member can see that you are actually on track. And the next thing is study group. We put people in small study groups so that you can practice your language, and also mastermind group with people who are learning a different language so you can keep each other accountable. And an assignment mini challenge, and we get a hangout once a month so you can answer any burning question from a polyglot. So these are only some of the things that the @ONE challenge offers, and there are many more. As I said, it's an experience that most people actually never. It's a unique experience, a unique language and experience that you need to experience for yourself, and we have plenty of evidence that it works. So with many day 0 video, day 90 video, people are actually having conversations on video that you can see the progress. You can't really beat evidence like this. So we have a new @ONE challenge that's opening today, and we're closing on Friday. So if you're interested in finding out more about that @ONE challenge, you can click on the link that Jonathan provided in the description.
Yeah, in the description with the video, there's a link here where you can get
Okay.
Find out more about the @ONE challenge and sign up. That's just below this video here. So
Okay.
I'll also post that in the comments. But yeah,
so
go ahead. There's
somebody,
a question.
somebody asked, what happens after day 90? Someone continued to became fluent, how they continue to motivate themselves. So what happens after day 90 is either people take a short break, or they continue to join that @ONE challenge, or they continue to learn by themselves. It's really up to the individual. Some people, you can see, ask Jonathan, how many people, there are many people who repeat, right, Jonathan?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say that when you build up a new habit, it takes a couple weeks. And then when you are in this 90-day challenge, that's not only 3 weeks of habit building, you've now gotten into this for like 3 months. And when I was like making my videos, I kept making them, even though the challenge had finished. I just was in this momentum of, I want to keep making progress. And I would say there's a lot of people who also sign up for multiple challenges because they get kind of addicted to it, because they see the results, they see the progress that they made, and they want to keep going. And I would say from experience, you do need to kind of assess where your next level is and where you want to go from there onto it. Because there is, in some cases, there is a little bit of a kind of not always linear from like, okay, day 90 and then day 180. But I think you have some results from some people who like did Italian, for one example, of like 90 days and then kept going with it for like 180. So I think those people, they need to kind of reassess what their goals are and kind of keep building on it.
Yeah, it's really up to the individual and where that person is. So if somebody said, okay, Italian 90 days, okay, I want more, I want to continue, and they did 180 day, and then they just went even more beyond to where they were. And some people do 90 days and they want to break, and some people do 90 days and take on another language because they're kind of tired of this language. So it's really up to the individual. You can join again, of course, and if you don't want to join again, that's fine too. And as Jonathan's case, he continued making videos, and so it's really up to you what you want to do after day 90 of that one challenge. It will be a hell of a ride, that I can say.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful experience, and I think it's really the personal learning that goes on of what strategies work and what don't, and then having a community accountability. So there's a lot that can kind of come from that experience, and you kind of figure out what works for you. And there's a lot of people who really get a lot out of the community environment, and they want to stay learning with their accountability partners and kind of sharing the tips, advice that they get there.
Great. So I think if there's no more question, we're gonna wrap it up. Jonathan, do you have any question for me, or?
No, I think I mean, I've heard that you are doing a new language-specific edition. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So for the past 3 years, we've been running language at one challenge with all the languages. Any language is welcome to join this at one challenge. We'll continue to run those things side by side, but at the same time, we're doing something new. So side by side, next to the one that's with all languages, we at the same time, we are focusing on specific languages. So these new M1 challenges, the twist is that we are also going to have the native speaker. For example, the first language we focus on is Italian. We're going to have native Italian who wants to learn English, learning side by side with the people who are learning Italian, who are English speakers, on the same journey in the at one challenge, so they can support each other. They can do language exchange. They can make friends, so, and really be on this journey together, learning each other's language on this 90-day journey. So this is a new at one challenge that we're starting, and today we opened the Italian one, and in the future we have different languages, but the first one will be Italian. So if you're looking for you want to learn Italian, this is a great chance for you to jump in with many people who are interested in learning Italian. And if you're not learning Italian, you can also join the regular at one challenge, where different languages are being learned at the same time. Is that clear?
Yeah, definitely. So you're going to have English speakers learning Italian and Italian speakers learning English. So yeah, I think that's a really cool, compatible kind of help each other out.
Right. So that's what we're creating. Is the first one. It may not be perfect. We don't know how many people are going to sign up until we close, right? So it's our intention to have as many both sides balanced as possible. But the first one, so we're going to continue to make it better and continue to reach out to more people, so that we have a good amount of both sides, and so this can really work beautifully and seamlessly. But regardless, that one challenge itself works. So it doesn't take anything away from it; just adds onto it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think this would be continue to add value to the experience. And I would say anybody watching here, if you know Italian speakers or you know English speakers who might be interested in that special edition, please help share the news and share this video and share the links that we've provided here. And also, I would highly recommend the Add One Challenge itself. I mean, it was a wonderful language learning experience. I think Brian has put together a wonderful community. And there's also a lot of support from fellow polyglots, people like Benny Lewis, Ollie Richards, Richard Simcott. They've got a lot of great input in there, and you get a lot out of the experience.
Great, thank you, Jonathan. So thank you for watching this video. You're still watching this video, and I wish you all the best in your language learning journey, and I hope to see you in the At One Challenge, learning a language together with you. Thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
Great.
Have a good day.
You too. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Bye.